Remember Down by the Bay? Yeah, we sang it with Jacqueline. It's been a while. So here we go. Let's sing it, okay? Down by the Bay. You guys remember? Sing it with me. Yaman. Uh-oh.
Down
By the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a goose kissing a moose? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons will grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a whale with a polka dot tail? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow. Yellow watermelons, back to my home. There's our home. I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a fly wearing a tie? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see a bear combing his hair? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever see llamas eating their pajamas? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home, I dare not go, for if I do, my mother will say, did you ever have a time when you couldn't make a rhyme? Down by the bay, down by the bay, where the watermelons grow, back to my home. I like this page here because what you can do is you can find the pictures on here that rhyme. You guys probably paid attention. There's lots of rhyming words in here, right? Llamas and pajamas, whale and tail, right? And look at the things on here. We got carrot. Does that rhyme with anything? Do you see it? It does. Yes, parrot. There you go. Carrot and parrot are rhyming words. What about cake? Does anything rhyme with cake? Yep, you got it. Snake. Snake and cake are rhyming words. What about goat? Does anything rhyme with goat? Yeah, you got it. Boat. Goat and boat are rhyming words. What about wig? Does anything rhyme with a wig? Yes, pig. Pig and wig are rhyming words. What about hat? Does anything rhyme with a hat? You got it. Cat. Cat and hat are rhyming words. Those are all of them. Except for flower, huh? Nothing rhymes with that. All right, so that's a good little song. Would you like to count by tens to begin with? Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How about by fives? We'll go like this today. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. And how about, let's count by ones, and we'll start with, how about 67? 5, 6, 7. 67, 68, 69, 70. Good. 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80. 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Perfect. Okay, here we are. We're going to go over some numbers, the bigger numbers, okay? The 50s and 40s and a few 60s in here. No, I think there's only one 60. I think there are 30, 40s, and 50s. That's all I could find. Here we go. Ready? 49, 45, 43, 44, 51, 35, 37, 32, 33, 31. Are you saying them faster than me? I'm going to speed up. 60, 57, 48, 46, 40, 42, 47, 53, 50, 58, 54, 52, 56, 59, 38, 55, 36, 39, 41, 34. Whew, almost ran out of breath. All right, fabulous. All right, today, math, okay? Here's what you guys are doing. You're working on some words like longer and shorter, and yep, you got it, taller and shorter, okay? Now I'm going to take a little break here. I want to show you some things. I want you to think about what would it make sense to do. Would it make sense to measure this object by its length, or would it make sense to measure this object by height? Okay, so take a look at my objects here today. Take a look at my objects. What would it make sense to measure these objects by? Height or by length? Okay, because I have both here. Some of them are tall and short, and some of them you could measure by longer and shorter. All right, so think about that, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay, you got it? Okay, so you kind of have an idea, the object we're going to look at. And you ever heard thinking, what would you measure this way, the length of, and what would you measure by the height? What would make sense? Okay, let's start with this very heavy object here. This is Jacqueline. She made this at school. It's a ceramic piece of clay. She made in her pottery class, clay class, and it's from SpongeBob, or it's in the ocean, I guess. Oh no, this isn't Jacqueline. This was Kevin. Kevin made this. Like that's SpongeBob's apparently. And there's who? Yeah, isn't that Patrick? And then I don't know who that is. Oh, isn't that the little? What's his name? The little guy, squid, green guy. I forget his name. Anyway, and Jacqueline did make this one though. Oh, they're heavy. Jacqueline did make this one. It's pink and it has like yarn stuff at the top, but it is a pot too. Ooh, look, it's blue inside. Huh. Anyway, this is Jacqueline's. So, what would it make sense to measure these by? We'll lift this one up. By length or by height? Yes, you're right, by height, because they start at the bottom here and they go up. Okay, they go up. So if you look at them, okay, we got to start with the same measuring point here. The bottom. Which one is taller? Yeah, SpongeBob over here, the blue one, right? That pot is taller. And which one is shorter? Right, Jacqueline's pink little one. Okay, so we have taller and shorter. It would not make sense to measure these by length or say one is longer than the other one. That wouldn't make sense. So one is taller, this blue one here, okay, and this pink one here is shorter. Okay, those are very heavy, especially Kevin's. All right, okay, let's take a look at another one here. I think I've shown you this candle before, maybe none. And I've got this candle here, somebody gave me. All right, take a look. All right, so I got two candles, see? And so what would make sense how to measure these? By their length or by their height? Yes, how high are they? What is their height, right? How tall are they? Okay, so if we measure them, remember we start out here at the bottom, gotta make sure they're start at the same spot. We can't measure them like this, right? We gotta line them up, okay? And which one's taller? Yeah, the one with Guadalupe, Our Lady of Guadalupe on it. Okay, that one's taller. And we say which one's shorter? Right, this one here with little leaves on it. Aromatherapy, something or other. Okay, so we have a taller, this is the taller candle, and this one is shorter. Okay, and those are measured by their height. How high up do they stand, right? It's like they're standing up, like you and I, right? We talked about you and I yesterday. I would be taller and you were shorter, at least right now. Wait till you get older and that might change, right? You could be taller than this wall someday, believe it or not. Ooh, I almost dropped that. All right, here you go. Ready? This I found in the garage, these things, okay? This is some kind of wax to get the color back on your car. I have an old car that I'm trying to get the color back on it. And this is to make my tires shiny. It's called tire foam. You just spray it on. It's really easy. All right, so this, what would it make sense? We gonna say measure the length of them? No, because they go up, right? They start here and they go up. So we measure the height, how high, the height of them, okay? So we say that what? Which one is shorter? Right, the red one here, the wax is shorter, the can of wax. And which one is taller? Yeah, the one that makes your tires shiny, the tire foam, okay? So this one we say is shorter, and this one is taller, and we measure them by their height. We don't measure the length of them, okay? All right, let's take a look what else was here. Now, if you look back on my table here, you notice nothing is standing up from the table anymore. It's all laying flat. Do you see that? So when you have things that are like this, you measure those by the length, right? Because there really is no height to them. They don't stand up. Like take, for instance, the hammer here. Okay, do we stand up hammers like this? No, that's not like, that doesn't make any sense. They usually just lay down, right? Or your dad might have them hooked onto in his garage somewhere, hooked up somehow. So we would measure these by length. So we want to make sure though, remember we always have to have that starting point. Okay, we can't measure them like this. We have to measure them so they start at the same point. So we start them here at the same point, and you can quickly see, whoops, let me get that one there. Okay, like it's about right there, it's pretty close, right? Right there. Okay, there we go. And you could quickly see which one is what? Yeah, which one's shorter and which one's longer. So this one here on the bottom, darker one is longer. And we say that this lighter colored one is shorter. The shorter hammer and the longer hammer. Okay, we make sure that they're lined up properly. Okay, so these make sense to measure by their length. We call that the length. Okay, let's take a look at this spoon and the fork. Okay, and again, these don't normally stand up, right? They normally lay beside our plate, right, when we're eating. Right, so if we want to measure them, what do we have to do? First thing, we line them up like exactly right here. There you go. You could take a look at them this way. Okay, if we line them up perfectly, there you go. You can see, if you look closely there, which one is longer. Yeah, the fork at the top here, that is a longer fork. And which one is shorter? Yeah, the spoon just goes to right there, right? So the spoon we say is shorter. So this makes sense to measure something like this by its length, not the height. Okay, we measure these by the length. Okay, so far so good. All right, and the last but not least, we have, guess what these are? Did I show you this one before? That's my mask I have. This one's reversible. It can go like this. You have to make them big though. So they cover your nose and your mouth. Got to cover up both, okay? So we got this one, this polka dotty, and then I can turn it over and I can make it lavendery too. So, you know, whatever I'm feeling like. This one is both the same on both sides. Okay, so we have these two masks, but do they stand up like this? No, they just lay down on the table till I'm ready to wear them and go outside or I have to go to the store. Okay, so I have to line them up. I line them up, make sure they both start right there at the same starting point, and I stretch them out. All they go. And I got to be really careful, so I want to be exact here. And you could see which one is longer. Right, the pink one, just by a little bit though, about ½ an inch maybe. Huh, it's a little bit longer. And the polka dot one is, right, it's shorter. Okay, so we have the shorter one up in the top, this one here, and the pink one at the bottom is longer. Okay, and that makes sense to measure these by their length, not their height. Okay, there's no height to them. Okay? And that's it for math today. It's pretty quick and it's kind of review. We've been talking about it. If you've been following along, you kind of know the difference between your height and your length of things and how to measure them. Okay, so you can grab things around your house, you guys. Just make sure it's okay with mom and dad, whatever you're finding. But I'm sure like things in your toy box or things like that would be okay. Anything else though, like the hammer from the garage, don't go grab that stuff unless you ask mom or dad. Okay? All right, so that's it. You got any questions? Come see me. I got office hours today at 11. Between 11 and 12, you can come see me anytime. And then at 12 o'clock, we're going to meet together with our friends. Okay? Happy Thursday. We'll talk to you soon. All right? Over and out. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.